I think he's trying to avoid getting in trouble with his coach, is what I think he's trying to do, and not executing very well. I'll give you that. My takeaway is he's going to play in week 1.
Of course.
Like, that's what I think Vrabel told you that when Phil brought it up, and Vrabel's like, you bought that? You're believing him? I think we all see with our own eyes he's out there. He's healthy. Are they managing him? Yes.
He's out there. Is he producing? Is he much of a factor at all?
No, but at times he's a factor.
Not enough times. Not enough.
And that is a concern, but that's my greater concern in a way with the whole passing game, where I think the intermediate portion of the passing game is going to be a concern. The dump-offs to Travion Henderson and the screens, okay, we got those. We can throw the ball down the field. Can we execute sort of the intermediate passing game? And I think that's where he's going to make his money. And I haven't seen enough of that.
Skippy. I mean, you got reports from Phil saying that he's doesn't know where to line up on 7 on 7.
Not great.
And I think Tom was alluding to this, but without really saying it. But I think what he really wanted to say is he's been around the league for a long time. He's not a dumb guy. Is he really doing the studying that he needs to do? Is he committed to learning the offense like he needs to? My guess is he's been in so many different offenses, and at this point in his career, he doesn't want to probably learn, which my guess is the Josh McDaniels offense is probably the most advanced offense he's had to learn his whole career.
Probably.
At the end of his career, and he's probably like, man, I just wanted to make a little bit of extra money and sail into the sunset, and now I got to learn all these new things, and you know what? Shoot, man, I don't feel like doing that right now. Kind of thing.
So what's going to happen? Is he going to pull a Reggie White on us? Is he going to pull a Torrey Holt like, whoa, this is way more work than I thought?
No, Reggie Wayne. I was like,
Reggie White.
Reggie
White,
where
Reggie
God
Wayne.
told him.
I don't remember what Reggie was getting paid, but it's probably not as much.
No. Oh, no.
So he's.
And I think his ego still wants to be a good receiver. Like, the question of how much he's investing in the effort to become a good receiver. And he wants to make the money. On paper, it looks like a $69 million deal. It's not, but on paper, it looks like $69 million for he and Cardi B to share in the next 3 years. But there was also a Todd Downing quote. There was a couple Todd Downing quotes, actually, because it's funny. Greg Bedard brought one up to Vrabel that was different than one we talked about. And one we talked about kind of alluded to Stefon Diggs having to learn the offense, as you just alluded to. And am I wrong? I don't know anything necessarily, Ted. You're the football guy, so you're going to explain it to me. He played for Brian Daboll in Buffalo, correct?
Yeah.
Because I thought Josh McDaniels and Brian Daboll have similar career paths. They were together at Michigan State and New England.
I don't think they
run
run the same offense.
So is it very different?
It's probably,
any similarity?
I get the sense they're very different.
Okay. Because I was kind of thinking, he was in Daboll's offense. That'll help him in Josh's offense. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's different enough where it is giving him a little bit of a challenge.
But this Todd Downing thing is interesting. Basically, what he said was that, the Diggs needs to be, currently needs to, kind of just adapt to the process of learning the Patriots system. He emphasized that Diggs is working hard during the reps and making plays, but highlighted the importance of separating results from the process, meaning that if Diggs doesn't have a high volume of catches in a particular practice, doesn't necessarily indicate he isn't performing his role effectively and getting open. What does that tell you? That tells you this is a guy that can maybe put his head down when he's not acting. And that's Josh McDaniels. The last thing he wants to do is throw a ton of footballs to one player. He likes to spread the ball around, and that's just how he's going to do it. So you're already seeing signs of a guy that isn't happy with maybe the role of what he sees himself in this offense.
Which is problematic because we don't even know what the role is yet. You're in practices. You're not even really taking part in every 11-on-11 to worry about that. Although there have been practices where it felt like, and maybe this was actually calculated by either the coaches or by Drake Maye or both, there's definitely been practices where I felt like they were forcing the ball to Stefon Diggs, where it seemed like every drill, the first 2 throws went to Stefon Diggs.
Right.
And it caught my eye. And, if he's open, it's fine. If he's just the guy getting open, right, and he's the number one read on the play, and if it's natural, right? But if it's, he's already moping, we got to get him involved in this 7-on-7 drill, that's a concern. And that goes back to, I think, something we've talked about. And Rossini actually asked him about, I think she phrased it as the drama of his career previously.
Yeah.
Rossini asked him, and here's what he had to say.
What is your thought when people say that Stefon Diggs comes with drama?
Yeah, I obviously take it with a grain of salt. the many teams that I've had been on, the players on your team and the coaches will tell you that I'm a professional, I work hard. They've never doubted that. You know what I'm saying? They've never doubted it. Was I a good player or was I a professional? Did I work hard? Did I approach the game the right way? They've never said that. If they call me diva because I wanted the ball or wanted something like that, I'm literally willing to take that. You know what I'm saying? As a receiver, you should want the ball. But other than that, as far as like character-wise, I've been a great teammate. I've treated everybody like family. I treat everybody like brothers. So I take it with a grain of salt. And I got big shoulders. Like, I'm willing to take it. Like, I'll take what comes with this game. I love this game. So I'm willing to lay it out on the line for it. But as far as like those relationships that I have built and those people that I know personally that know me, they know my character.
That made me think of the Randy Moss quote. Remember when Randy Moss said, I got big shoulders. You can put the earth on these shoulders, right? He was traded like a week later. He was gone.
But I don't have any issue with what he said at all in this interview thus far. Like he's not getting out over his skis. He's not making promises, and he's also not coming across as unlikable.
I don't think he ever comes across as unlikable.
Well,
that's the thing. It's
in these interviews.
Yeah, does he ever come across as unlikable?
No, he is so smooth with his sound bites. That's why it's dangerous. That's why the question on the floor was, did we fall for the trap?
Yeah,
did we fall? Did we take the bait? Could also, I'm not saying it's going to be, oh my God, 181 yards against the Jets week 1. He was laying in wait all preseason. I think the excited thing is him definitely saying, like, we're not getting too amped up just yet. Like, you know, like he's like, of course they're excited. They're excited to get out. He's excited to get on the field. He's not making predictions that are going to get him, you know, he's not saying burn some cash. He's not saying we're going to win more games than last year.
But it's also different.
No,
I agree with you. I think he answers these questions well. Pretty much all of them. He kind of says the right thing. He kind of lures you in, slowly pulling that rope. But I also have the image in my mind of him screaming at Josh Allen on the sideline. It's like, so I know, yes, you should want the ball. Absolutely. Every receiver, everybody that goes out there should think, I'm going to get open and he's going to throw me the ball and I'm the best off. But if it turns into you having a hissy fit on the sideline that is making life on the offensive coordinator, life on the quarterback more difficult, that's where it crosses over, right?
That's it. And you got to differentiate, you know, an interview with Diana Rossini where he's going to give you his best. He's going to be charming. He's going to be engaging. You know what? That just sometimes those guys are the problems behind the scenes. Are the charming guys, the ones that, you know, he was voted basically the least guy you ever want to date your sister, right?
Yes, he was,
and that's because of all the charm and charisma. Charm and charisma. Watch out for charm and charisma guys, right?
Mm-hmm. So, do you have an example of that from your playing career? Maybe like a guy that we all from the outside thought was Mr. Charm and Charisma. And I'm not. I don't. You don't have to answer if you don't want to put it.
Yeah. No, I'm
but
good.
you have guys where you think, oh, the media really eats that up.
Yeah.
The fans really eat that
definitely.
up.
A lot of guys like that. That if you only knew what they were really like behind closed doors, you would be shocked.
Because one example comes to mind for me that I don't want to use because I don't want to compare Stefon Diggs to this guy.
Yeah.
But there was a certain murderer who had a lot of charm.
Yeah.
And when I interviewed him, I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. He sells you.
And here's the thing. It's like in the drama, Steph might not do something that's like this big, one big kind of thing where you're like, oh, man, you got to get rid of this guy. But it's these little things. The pink baggie. Okay. And just isolated by itself, not a big deal. But when you add it up to, you know, he was late for commander's practice. He has to be throwing the football early in these 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. He doesn't know where to line up at times, according to Phil Perry. He hasn't talked to the media in the last 3 weeks. He hasn't really been involved that much in Vikings joint practice. Like, add up all of it, and then you go, oh, man, is he really worth it? It's not isolated one-on-one kind of things. You go, yeah, that's a one-off. But when you start to add up, then you go, okay, is this guy really, is he going to be worth it? We'll see.
And clearly the most important relationship, the root relationship, is whatever one he is building or has built with Drake Maye, right? Like that's that, you know. If Josh Allen's okay with whatever Diggs is doing on the sideline, then who am I to criticize it from my couch or from the stands, right? So Diana Rossini asked Stefon Diggs about his quarterback and how that's going.
What's he good at right now? Like, where you're like, okay.
I don't want to say he's good at nothing, but he's good at pretty much everything. He can throw the ball. His job is to throw the ball. I feel like he throws the ball extremely well. We missed a couple today, and receivers always take the blame for it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it's supposed to go. Like, there's no such thing as a bad ball. So for me, that's how you build that relationship. But he's a hell of a kid, and he's going to be a good quarterback. I just want him to, you know, take it one day at a time, just like we all do.
So that part
not effusive.
No.
I don't feel like any of Drake Maye's teammates are like, man, This guy is going to be special.
No, not like the media.
Not
like Pop Douglas is one of those guys. I think he's over the moon for him, but I think that's because he and Pop have a connection, and Pop knows he's going to get fed this year.
And other coaches around the league, when they played Drake Maye last year, were like Mike McDaniel, Sean McVay, were effusive in their praise. But I don't hear that type of tone with his own coaches or teammates.
And Stefon Diggs confused me again. I don't want to say he's good at – what do you say? I don't want to say he's good at nothing.
I don't want to say he's good at nothing.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
I was hearing that. I'm like, I don't think he's trying to throw his quarterback under a bus. I think there's a few times here where maybe his word choice was not exactly what his PR person would have told him to use.
Do you think Jaden Daniels' teammates talk about Jaden Daniels like the Drake Maye's teammates are talking about
They talk
Drake?
about him like he's it.
Yeah.
Like he's the next. Wait, is the rest of the league more, this is like a broader question now that this Diggs interview is sort of bringing up. Is the rest of the league more in love with Drake Maye than his own coaches?
Yes, I think so. You know why? Closeness. Like, the more you see something, you see the warts. Like, the other players, the other coaches see the highlights, they see the good, or they played that week, whatever. Whereas you bring up Jaden Daniels, not only did he have a great year, they won a lot. So obviously his teammates are going to be effusive. When I'm with that guy, I go to the NFC title game. You're right. You're damn right I'm going to hang with that guy. It's what we talk about, the turnovers, the wins, and how that all kind of melds together. That Tennessee game, if that had been the one-off.
I'll be honest, that's the way it should be. Respect should be earned.
100%.
So,
and it doesn't mean he can't earn it, won't earn it. But I did think it was interesting, though. He also didn't really the comment about we missed some throws today, but that's always on the wide receiver. Yeah. I was kind of okay with it. Stiz initially took that very differently. Stiz took that as, but it's always the receiver's fault, like this weird passive-aggressive
Yeah, that's
dig.
what he meant.
that was weird. That was weird.
I don't think that's what he meant, Stiz. But
you keep saying that about Steph Diggs. I don't think he meant to say that. I don't think he meant to
If
say
it
that.
talks
I don't
like a
think he
duck,
meant to say
Andy.
that. Okay, well then why do we play his audio then?
well, because I think he's trying to say the right thing. He just didn't say the right thing. Like, I think that is the issue.
Is it possible that maybe he's trying not to say the right thing? Does that ever occur to you?